Hello everybody, Mac here. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the living room. Welcome to Sunday Show and Tell. And I know what you're thinking. Mac, didn't you wear that t-shirt last week? And the answer, dear viewer, is yes. Yes, I did. However, it was so good, I wanted to wear it again. I really liked this movie. I will probably be seeing it again. I didn't get a chance to go out this weekend and see it, but maybe during the week or, the weekend coming, I want to get out to the theater and I want to see it again. Also, we're going to try and get through this pretty quickly today because time of recording, it is Saturday night. My niece had a party today for her birthday. I spent the day surrounded by alpaca. So, without further ado, let's dive into it. And the first thing we're going to be starting with is, of course, our crowdfunders. And the only crowdfunder we really have to talk about today is our Snowcat right here. Now look, I know it's creeping along. I know it's going fairly slowly right now. As a matter of fact, let me pull up the, where are we at? Let me pull it up on Pulse, and right now, time of recording, we are at 7,101 backers. We are just shy of 1,000 backers from seeing this funded to go into production. We need 8,000 to go into production. So here's the deal. We're at 7,101 backers, time of recording. That is a number that was put up over 3 weeks. We have roughly 3.5 weeks left, and we need 14,000 backers to get this fully funded, all tiers. Even though it's creeping along, quite honestly, if we continue at this pace, it will hit 14,000 backers by the time this HasLab project closes. Now, that's what I said, as long as we keep at this pace, we'll get to that 14,000. Also, something to consider that a viewer brought up on the last video when I was talking about the Snowcat. The G.I.Joe HasLabs, when it's all said and done, end up in the neighborhood of like the low to mid 20,000 backers. This only needs 14,000 backers to get all of the tiers unlocked. I'm still fairly optimistic that we're going to get there. It's just that this is creeping along slowly. Now, there's many factors you have to take into consideration. Not the least of them is something that I keep saying, the Snowcat isn't everybody's bag. Like, not everybody was excited about the Snowcat like they were about the Hiss Tank, the Rattler, and the Dragonfly. And that's cool. I get that. It is a very sort of like specialized vehicle. It's a snow vehicle. But there's also the fact that like SDCC is coming up. There's a lot of big ticket items that are coming up. People are watching their finances. And one of those big ticket items that's coming up, we're going to be talking about towards the end of the video today. It's in classified. There's a big ticket item in classified coming up that people might be looking at this and weighing, do I get the Snowcat or do I get Cold Slither? So there's a lot of factors involved here. But even having said that, with the way that it's moving, with the way that it's eventually building, and it is steadily building every day, I still feel like we're going to get there. We're going to make this. We'll keep our eyes on it. I'm cautiously optimistic about this. Jazwares has opened their vault, and they have a new piece up for sale that I find very interesting. Look, as an old school Pokemon trainer from back in the day, this set right here, the Pokemon Special Series Kanto Region First Partners figure set, it hits me a little bit. It really does. That's cool. Anybody that played the original Game Boy Pokemon games, you have some kind of connection to this, whether you realized it before or whether you didn't realize it until you just saw this picture right now. You're welcome. What this is this is a set that includes all 3 Kanto starter Pokemon in all 3 of their evolutionary stages, which is awesome. This is very cool. As a matter of fact, this is so cool that they sent one of these to Pixel Dan, and he made a short about it. I'll put a link to that right there if you want to watch it, so you can see his take on it. But that glass dome, or that shell that's over top of it, that is a hard plastic dome. It's a true collector's piece right here. So the set includes all 3 Kanto starters, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander, like I said, in all three of their evolutionary stages. Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander, which are like 2-inch figures, are cross-compatible with Jazwares Clip and Go Pokeball series. I don't know what that is, to be completely honest, but it sounds like you just have a Pokeball that you can put a Pokemon in and like clip it to your backpack, clip it to your belt. I don't know. But I think that's pretty cool. The 4.5-inch tall Blastoise and Charizard have water and fire spring-loaded like launching attacks, action features, which I think is very cool. And that Venusaur is a whopping 12-inch freaking Pokemon. That is very cool. It has a built-in lighting system, which once again on that Pixel Dan video you can take a better look at, but here's a picture of it with the lights illuminating the interior. And it is an online-only item at Jazwares Vault. Goes for $100, has free shipping, and honestly, it looks like it's in stock right now. It doesn't look like this is a pre-order. It looks like if you go to Jazwares website or Jazwares Vault, you order this, you buy it, they'll ship it. Link in the description below. Like I said, as a Pokemon trainer of old, it's hard not to jump on this, but like Pokemon figures aren't exactly something that I collect, but Big Bad Toy Store has a few things coming up that I wanted to talk about, and the first thing we're going to look at is Big Bad Workshop / Fresh Monkey Fiction Chatsworth as part of the Monster Force. This is a big monkey with a minigun. It doesn't get any crazier than that. He looks really cool. He looks like something that came out of TMNT, to be completely honest. I forget what the big gorilla's name was in TMNT, but he kind of looks like a more gnarly version of that, and that's kind of cool. So he is a big monkey at the 1/12 scale. He stands 8 inches tall. He has 2 alternate heads, extra hands, 4 donuts, that machine gun, that minigun, the ammo belt, and a blast effect. It is $69.99. However, interestingly enough, and I've never seen Big Bad do this before, and I wonder why they're doing it, but there is an early bird special that you get $10 off. So it's $70 normally, but if you order it before the end of the month, before the end of July 2025, you'll get $10 off, and that'll bring it down to $60. I'm curious why they're doing that with this figure. I've never seen them do something like that before. Estimated arrival is first quarter of 2026. Now, if you think this big monkey with a minigun is cool, wait until you see Medi Toys Adventures World Godash Bone Glyph Ogre Mage. I played a lot of World of Warcraft. I was very much into World of Warcraft. I lost interest in World of Warcraft after Mists of Pandaria. I think it was Warlords of Draenor that was when I started to lose interest in it. This is a World of Warcraft ogre. World of Warcraft Ogre Mage. That is a very awesome looking figure. I'm kind of surprised they're getting away with it because it's so wow, but it's awesome. It's at 1/10 scale, which means this is 9.8 inches tall, almost a 10-inch tall figure. Has 3 alternate heads, 6 pairs of hands, the Prophet Animal Skin hat, what they're calling it, but that's basically his hood, and an animal bone staff. The hood, what they're calling the hat, isn't cloth goods, but if you look right here, it kind of looks like it's very soft plastic, that very soft rubbery plastic, so that when you pop it on its head, it will keep form, but it also won't like cause a problem if you want to turn the head. It's fully articulated, it's fully sculpted. You can see right here, you can even strip him down completely, take him down to bare bones, or not bare bones, but take him down to the bare body, which if you are a customizer, this might be something you're very into. He is $174.99, $175 with a non-refundable $17.50 deposit. The cost on this, the $175, includes the tariff tax on it. So what you see in the price is what you're going to pay. There's no hidden fees in that. So that's everything right there. It is expected to arrive Q4 of this year of 2025. But we all know that something like this could get pushed back a little bit. They've done a couple of World of Warcraft homage figures. As a matter of fact, they did this really cool looking Necromancer that went up for pre-order last year. The pre-orders are currently sold out, and I'm kind of upset that I missed out on that. And the last thing we're going to be talking about is Transformers related, that if you remember, it was either the end of last year or middle of last year, they came out, Transformers that is, Hasbro that is, came out with this Transformers Godzilla homage figure, which is basically, when it all comes down to it, a repaint of their Grimlock figure. And I am a huge Godzilla fan. I really like Godzilla in pretty much all of his forms, all of his incarnations. I didn't get this though, because like I said, it's basically Grimlock. Like they call it Godzilla, but like the paint job is really the only thing that's different. It didn't strike me as a Godzilla Transformer, so I passed on it. DNA Designs though has come out with the DK67 upgrade kit for the Godzilla Transformer, for that Godzilla homage figure. It includes a new monster head, new arms, new tail and spine pieces, new clawed feet, as well as a few other parts that gives it a much more Godzilla-esque look. You can see right here where there's a comparison of before and after the kit. It's still basically just Grimlock with like a Megatron head in robot mode. But in its alternate mode, in its monster mode, with the addition of this kit, it looks really good. It looks like Godzilla. Like, I just wish they would have done this with like Trypticon instead of Grimlock. Like that would have been cool. So then like Trypticon would have been huge and like towering over everybody. Godzilla would have been huge and like towering over everybody. But I get it. These homage figures, you want to make them smaller, affordable so that everybody can get them. Trypticon as Godzilla would have had a huge price tag attached to it. The upgrade kit, this might actually make me pick up the Godzilla Transformer and get that kit to make it look more like Godzilla. I don't really collect Transformers, but there are some Transformers that I will dabble in. Like, for example, I just got my Crasher. I missed her the first time when she was a Walmart exclusive, and when she went back up for sale, what is she part of? She's part of the Age of the Primes line now. This isn't the Crasher that I knew and loved when I collected GoBots, but Crasher was such an awesome character, such an awesome addition to that cartoon that I wanted to get this one. So I do dabble in Transformers every once in a while if there are things I'm interested in. So I may actually be getting this Godzilla figure and then getting the upgrade kit. The upgrade kit is $62.99 and is estimated to arrive December of 2025, December of this year, just in time for Christmas. Fear not, friends. Mattel has heard your cries, and they have responded in ways most companies wouldn't. When the Barbie Shira went up, and I've talked about this a few times about how upset I was about that. When Barbie Shira went up for sale on the Mattel Creations, she sold out in like 5-10 minutes. I'm not even being facetious this time. Like, she sold out fast. And then you saw a bunch of her going up for sale, aftermarket prices of like $130, $150 and up. I even saw somebody trying to sell one for like $500, which was insane to me. Well, enough people were upset. Enough people raised all kinds of cane about it. It also might have had something to do with the fact that Melody Britt, the voice of the original She-Ra, wasn't able to get one, and they used her voice for promotion. And she basically contacted Mattel and was like, hey, what's up? I wasn't able to get one, blah, 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 blah. According to Instagram, though, they're going to get her one. But then she went back up for pre-order. Actually, on Friday, she has gone up for pre-order. Now, the first round was a sale. They had them in stock. You bought them. They shipped them out. Some people are getting them already, from what I understand. This is a pre-order, and it's been an open pre-order since Friday. Time of recording, it's Saturday. I really thought these pre-orders were going to go up and then sell out. I jumped on as soon as I could. I've already pre-ordered one for myself, by the way. So she is available, time of recording. I will put a link to it in the description below. Am I upset that she's not going to be here for the 40th anniversary year for 2025? Yes, but I'm not as upset as I would have been if they wouldn't have done this and the only alternative was like the $130 plus that you have to pay on eBay. So there's that. $55. Payment is due when you place the order. So you're going to pre-order it, but you're also going to pay for it up front. By the time mine was done with tax, I think it came out to like maybe something like $63, somewhere in there. And it is estimated to arrive April 24th of 2026. So it just looks like they're just going to have open pre-orders for a while and make as many as they need to, maybe close them later towards the end of the year. I don't know, but right now they're open. Link in the description below. I think this was a very cool move by Mattel to open it back up for orders. And speaking of Barbie, that takes us to Hasbro. That the Barbie Play-Doh sets that we saw at Toy Fair are now available for pre-order. The kits, there are numerous different versions of the, what is it called? The Barbie Play-Doh Fashion Show set. There are different versions of this that basically the only difference is the Barbie doll that you get inside them. There are different versions of the Barbie dolls. But basically it's a Barbie doll and you use Play-Doh to make her dresses, make her hair pieces. I think you can even make her hair out of it. Like I said, we saw these at Toy Fair. The Barbie Play-Doh Fashion Show set is $34.99, $35 ETA September of this year, September of 2025. Now there is also the Barbie Play-Doh, or the Play-Doh Barbie Designer Pattern Packs Wave 1. The set of 3 is $32.99, and its estimated time of arrival is August of 2025. So the pattern packs, the accessory packs, are going to get here before the actual dolls do. Now, the reason I bring this up, because I don't really talk about Barbie much, and I've never talked about Play-Doh on this channel. The reason I bring this up is because I'm very intrigued about these cross collaborations that Hasbro and Mattel have started to do. They've really only started to scratch the surface of it. That we've seen Transformers in Matchbox, or sorry, Transformers in Hot Wheels form. We've seen G.I. Joe get Mega Constructs brick sets. Just one so far, and now that Mega is gone, who knows if that's going to carry over into Mattel bricks. And now we have something on the Hasbro side, and I think this is the first thing on the Hasbro side, Barbie and Play-Doh. So these cross collaborations I'm very interested in, and I'm very interested to see where they go. One that I really want them to do, and it would be really awesome, is I would love to get some like Motu Quest packs for Hero Quest. I think that would be cool. I think a lot of people would jump on that. And with Masters of the Universe hitting the tabletop landscape later this year, I definitely think this is something that there would be an audience for. Now, speaking of Hasbro, we will push forward. We have more Transformer news. There was one that came out for pre-order. I believe it was Friday. Let's see if I can pronounce this. Adamas Machina AMT-01EX, The Lost Light Rodimus. I have no idea what this dude's story is. I think a lot of Transformers like this are actually coming from the Japanese side of it, from like Takara Toys, and maybe doesn't actually have roots in like the US Transformers storyline. I'm not entirely sure about that, but this looks really cool. This looks really cool. I love the paint scheme. I love his alternate mode, his car mode right here. They call him Rodimus, but he's very obviously like a dark version of Hot Rod. I don't know. He just looks really cool. Now, okay, he's 9 inches tall in robot mode, which I think is pretty big for a Transformer these days anymore. I mean, especially when you compare it to Crasher right here, that's a 4-inch figure. But it's also $289.99. It's $290 for this guy. Now that gets you free shipping on Entertainment Earth. I will put a link to that in the description below. And its estimated time of arrival is March 2026. So we have about, what is it? July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, we got 8 months before that thing's going to show up. Now, something that is showing up right now is the Gem and the Holograms LP. It is landing this Friday, I believe. What is it? The 25th. Yes, it's coming out on the 25th. I've already ordered one. As a matter of fact, I got the notification that my pre-order is going to be here by the 25th. Not only is it going up for sale, but the pre-orders should be landing on people's front porch by the 25th. I've talked about this before. This is a pink LP. They went back and re-recorded like the gem songs from the series. Now, whenever this comes out, I believe the album is also going to release on Spotify at the same time. So far, there have been 2 singles on Spotify. I'm presuming that on Friday, the 25th, the whole album is going to be released. And that brings us into my beloved G.I. Joe Classified. And there is a lot, well, I shouldn't say a lot, but there are some things to talk about right here. That we've had some render reveals for what is going to be coming out with San Diego Comic-Con. Now, there has been some questions about what they mean about this being part of San Diego Comic-Con. Are they going to be Comic-Con exclusives? I don't think that's what it is at all. I think they're just going to get revealed at Comic-Con, and then, like, the week of Comic-Con, which we know is coming up. Remember, Comic-Con starts this coming Thursday on the 24th. But I think that's when all of these that there's nothing there right now. I think that's when all of these, what we're about to talk about, is actually going to go up for pre-order. And the first one that we're going to take a look at is Mainframe. And I'm actually really excited about this one. I am looking forward to this guy. When Mainframe came out as part of the vintage line, I had just seen, like a year before, I think it was, I had just seen the movie War Games for the first time. So that first exposure to like what we call like cyber warfare now, hacking at the time, I was very intrigued with. I was very wrapped up into that. I thought that was really cool. So of course Mainframe had to be part of my team because Cobra's going to try and hack the defense network, right? So you need Mainframe right there, right on the ball to stop that. So he comes with, according to this render, he comes with like that really funky, like almost Transformers looking helmet of his. I also really like that he has just like the ball cap with the headset as part of his gear too. I think that's really cool. I really dig the look of like his fold out laptop as well. So I love everything that he comes with right here. Mainframe's one that I'm really looking forward to. Another one on the Joe side is Sci-Fi. He looks really good. He looks really good. I feel like Sci-Fi is one of the ones that they could have changed a little bit. As a matter of fact, I think when we first saw a classified version of Sci-Fi years ago, he looked a little different from this, including his weapon. I think he looked a little bit more like he's presented in Operation Blackout. I don't really have a problem with that because Sci-Fi's look is kind of timeless. It's like that great cheesy, like 80s sci-fi look. And I think it works for the character. It's cool that we're getting at least one of the 2 dedicated laser specialists. I wish we would have had Flash first, but hey, that's just me. His blast effect for the laser looks really cool as well. I love how it sort of like has that big build-up energy ball right there and then the beam coming out from it. I think that looks really cool. Another Joe that we're getting is Wetsuit. I think Wetsuit's cool. I don't have a problem with him. I know he's a fan favorite. I never understood why people were clamoring to get him, but like he's the other Seal that we're getting. And he looks like he's coming with all new gear, which I'm impressed with. It looks like he has new flippers. And those flippers look suspiciously like the flippers that things like, what is it, the Hydro Vipers should be getting. So they may be right around the corner. We'll have to wait and see. That underwater sled is brand new as well. That's not the same. That's not the same mobility device that came with the Action Series diver or the Mass Device divers. So that's all new. Even his breathing apparatus is all new. So I think that's very cool that he's an all new figure. At first I thought maybe this was going to be released as a deluxe figure because of like the underwater sled and everything. But there's also, it's kind of light on the weapons. He just has a few pistols, it looks like, and a dagger. So I'm guessing this is just going to be a standard release figure. Then on Cobra's side, we have the Grim Viper. He's okay. He's a decent looking troop builder. He's basically a repaint of the Range Viper with a minigun. And I'm not real big on humans toting around miniguns, but I think the new paint scheme that they gave it, with like the flames coming up off of it and how he has like the hash marks down the side, that's kind of cool. Still, I mean, I'll get one of these, but still not thrilled about the idea of just like, regular humans toting around a minigun. One thing that I do really like, though, is the paint scheme that he has. First of all, that bone white skull helmet, but also he has like a more traditional looking camo pattern to him. And range vipers, I believe, are supposed to be like LARP, long range recon patrol. So there's a very good chance I'm considering picking up a few of these and then just doing like weapon swaps with the range vipers that I have, because these look more like the guys that should be out on recon patrol on their own with this camo pattern, and then maybe the standard blue range vipers would be the ones hanging back with the heavy artillery, and then you have the red range viper that's part of the HISS tank fire team. So yeah, I'm thinking of getting a couple of these and just doing some weapon swaps with the range vipers that I have. Now the last one, which for me is arguably the coolest, is Desert Scorpion. I was not expecting this. I was not expecting a giant scorpion. Like, I knew he comes with a giant scorpion, but I thought it was going to be like a drone or a robot or something. Not this giant horking scorpion. That thing looks awesome. This whole figure looks really cool, with the swappable faceplates, the bent spear, the backpack with like the video camera coming up off the top of it, or maybe that's communications, Wi-Fi, I don't know what that is. The soft goods cloak, how it's just like that wraparound, giving me like, if you ever saw the old trailer to Halo 5, like that's really giving me like, or I'm sorry, Halo Infinite, Halo 6 at the time, when Chief had the hooded cloak up. It's definitely giving me those vibes. Like, this is a desert nomad looking character. This looks really cool. And I know he's supposed to be a troop builder, but just look at him. Look at the character that he has. Look at that giant scorpion, the weapons, everything. Like, you could also use this as just like a solo named character as well. I'm thinking I might actually do that, because like, to me, this guy looks that good. This is the one that I'm actually excited about the most. It's probably Desert Scorpion, mainframe, sci-fi, wetsuit, and then the Grim Viper. And speaking of Band of Vipers, Cold Slither. There is an update. Some of you may not have heard about this. But, and honestly, when I first heard this, like, at first I was surprised, but then I thought about it, and I was like, that doesn't surprise me, because Hasbro doesn't want to cart all of those box sets to Comic-Con. So from what I understand, while you're at Comic-Con, you'll be able to pre-order your Cold Slither box set. But it's also going up for pre-order on 7/24, 12 p.m. Eastern Time on Hasbro Pulse. You're going to be able, from what I've gathered, and I hope this is true, I hope I'm not lying to you, but from what I've gathered, we are going to be able to pre-order this online during Comic-Con. That on 7/24, 12 p.m. Eastern, Pulse Premium members only will be able to pre-order their Cold Slither box set from Hasbro Pulse. Everyone else, like everyone who's not a premium member, will be able to have a chance to pre-order on August 1st, on 8/1. I don't know if there's going to be limited quantities. I don't know if this is going to be an open pre-order or if they just have massive quantities available. I kind of, let me rephrase that. As long as this doesn't sell out before 8/1, I kind of like this model that, yes, this is our Comic-Con exclusive. Yes, this is what we're offering, but you don't have to be at Comic-Con. You can just pre-order this. I would love if they kept this pattern moving forward. And I hope they do have plenty of these, or they have open pre-orders, because the set is $124.99, $125, which quite honestly is about the price that we were all thinking that it was going to be. So $125 isn't that bad, really. I could see a lot of people wanting to pick this up. Like, I know a lot of people want to pick this up to begin with, but $125, I could see people like, yeah, we pre-order this now. It comes out further down the line. I can start saving money now and getting this and having the money to pay it off once it's ready to go. Like, I hope this works out. I hope everybody that's able to get one is able to get one. I am a Pulse Premium member. You better believe on 7/24 at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, I am going to be jumping on Hasbro Pulse and getting myself a set. I hope this works out. I hope everybody's able to get one. I hope they have thought this through. And I really do hope there's no limit on these pre-orders. I hope they're just open pre-orders. And you can just get one. I really hope that's how it is. That's how it should go. We'll have to wait and see. And not only does San Diego Comic-Con start on the 24th, this coming Thursday, we also have Walmart CollectorCon, which is something that I talk about more. As a matter of fact, what I just talked about in the last segment, that's probably the most I've ever talked about Comic-Con since I've started doing this show. But I really felt like everybody needed to know about Cold Slither. Well, at least the people that are watching my show need to know about Cold Slither. Now, Comic-Con. Now, CollectorCon, that's something that I can wrap my head around. That's something I can report on because I don't go to Comic-Con. To be honest, I don't really care about Comic-Con. But the Collector's Con is going to be coming up, and if you go to the Walmart CollectorCon landing page right now, they have previews of some of the things that are going to be coming out, that are going to be available on Thursday when this goes live. I'm going to talk about a few of them. Also want to talk about, I just got an email, like literally just as I was sitting down to record this episode, that my vintage faker from the last CollectorCon is being canceled because of supply issues. Lo and behold, as soon as I got that, I went to the Walmart CollectorCon page to start recording this episode. People are on there already selling vintage fakers third party for like double the cost. That really rubbed me the wrong way. I still have the Shira that is up for pre-order. The new Eternia Shira is up for pre-order on Walmart's webpage, and it's a pre-order that they haven't fulfilled yet, but she's available other places to buy right now, not even pre-order. So I just went ahead and canceled my Shira order with Walmart, and I just bought Shira from an in-stock vendor right now. Like, Walmart and Target are so bad with these, because also, as a side note, let me get a little bit of a ramble out right here. Before I started this, when I saw the email about my vintage faker getting canceled, I went to Target to look at my pre-orders there, and my mass device classified breaker has been moved from pre-order to back order, which with Target, that is their shorthand of saying, yeah, don't expect this. So it's only a matter of time before it moves from back order to cancel, and I'm going to be upset about that too. What upsets me the most about that vintage faker is, like, I jumped on like just as pre-orders opened up, and I pre-ordered it in like the first 5 minutes that the CollectorCon started, and I'm one of the ones that got canceled. Like, let's continue. All right. So, like I said, if you go to the CollectorCon landing page right now, you can see some of the things that are going to be coming up. Of course, we know that the Marvel Legends Hellfire Gala Spider-Man is going to be part of that. He's on the CollectorCon page. The Marvel Legends Gamerverse War Machine vs. Omega Red 2-pack is also there on the CollectorCon page. That's going to be going live. G.I.Joe Classified is going to have the Night Force Beachhead and Quick Kick 2-pack, which I'm going to try and jump on Hasbro Pulse and order this from Pulse rather than doing it through Walmart. I feel like if I order it through Pulse, I'm going to get it, whereas like Walmart could just end up canceling again. Oh, that really upsets me. Speaking of the Masterverse and getting canceled, we have the Masterverse Vintage Collection Stratos, which he looks very cool. I don't know if I'm going to try and get one of these. He looks good. Like, I kind of dig that they didn't do the huge buffed out chest, because I thought all of the vintage figures were going to end up having like this huge buffed out chest. There was word that there might be a vintage collection man-at-arms. I couldn't find anything on the CollectorCon website, but that's time of recording. He might get revealed later as we get closer to the go live date. Now, the thing that's interesting me the most, though, because this is just a really cool collectible, is the Super 7 G.I. Joe Reaction Plus Cold Slither 45 adapter box set. Hear me out. This is something else to go along with Cold Slither. This looks really cool. You get your Zartan and Cold Slither gear O-ring reaction figure. You get a guitar and a microphone for Zartan. These are 3 3/4 figures, by the way. You get a 7-inch vinyl record that looks like it's the single for the Cold Slither song, which is awesome. Look at that. Look at that. You also get the 45 adapter that you put in the middle of a 7-inch record like that. The 45 adapter, if you look at this picture, also doubles as the figure stand. So you have that figure stand, you have the 45 adapter, you put that single with the adapter on your turntable, you can put Zartan on top of the adapter and have him like in a power pose with his guitar just doing a circle while you're listening to that 7-inch record. That is really awesome. And I just put it together, Super 7 and 7-inch record. I'm sure most of you figured that out way before I did. It also comes with a Cold Slither guitar pick that says Cold Slither on one side, Heavy Metal Machine on the other side. This is just metal. If you play guitar, you will use that pick. This is this looks really, really cool. It is a $55 set. It doesn't have an ETA. It doesn't like say, you know, will be here by X date. This might be one of those ones that like when it goes live, you're not pre-ordering it, you're just buying it. And I'm absolutely thinking of picking this up. Thank you everyone for sticking around. Thank you everyone for watching. Speaking of Super 7 and San Diego Comic-Con, usually Super 7 has a lot rolling out for Comic-Con exclusives that you can order from them. But this year, it doesn't look like they have that much. The only thing I've really seen is like a Cookie Monster plush doll. I haven't really seen too much else for them that they have coming out for SDCC 2025. And that includes no updates for my beloved Dungeons & Dragons animated series Ultimates. I'm kind of bummed about that. I don't think they've actually canceled the line yet. I think they're just dragging their feet on it because let's face it, there can be like huge gaps between things like Silverhawks and Turtles and Thundercats. So patience plays out with them. Also, there hasn't even been any movement on the Tiamat figure that's going to be coming out. I have one pre-ordered. Nothing about when it's going to be showing up. Nothing about shipments. Probably got delayed. Who knows? But I'm still holding out hope that they're going to finish off the animated series line. Now, we have a lot coming up to take a look at. Of course, on Thursday, I'll be doing a morning show for the start of the CollectorCon. Also on Friday Night Game Night, we'll be playing Hero Quest. But coming up on Tuesday, we have something very interesting that this is really cool that I got. Thank you for hanging around until the end. While you're here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. The subscriber count has been climbing quickly lately, and it would be really cool if we could hit 2,000 by the end of the year. If you'd like to support the show, please consider joining the Steel Corps by becoming a channel member or a subscriber through my Ko-fi page. Links in the description below. Members get perks like access to a members-only Discord, access to members-only monthly videos, and eventually members-only live streams. All of this for $1 a month. As always, play well, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.